There are dark sides to people. And as much as I wanted to believe I was friends with certain people, I was really not. And I learned that the hard way. Like the worst way imaginable. That's what I learned.
I mean, it's nice. Going with the weird fabulous.
That's my opinion.
Welcome to Nightcap. We are so excited to have you this week and this season. We haven't had you yet. And these are wild. Wild.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Danielle, I mean, I feel like we just have to jump right in. We have so much to talk about. But first, like, how are you? How are you doing? How has it been watching the season back?
I am wonderful. This has been the craziest and best week of my life. It's like imagine watching a movie and like the anti-hero finally gets the moment where you're like, yes, that's my week. That's been my week.
There has been months leading up to the episode of last week. There has been rumors, there was headlines, and now we finally saw what happened.
I see you. I want you to know
you
that.
need to just calm down.
I see you. You're a
dirtbag.
You're a dirtbag.
So that's like the perfect example of if you know what the truth is, there's no, you just have to hold it in and wait for the world to see it in a way. Me and my husband were very conscious of keeping that in. And trust me, you have no idea how hard it was this past year keeping that in when there was a certain narrative online about me. And it was so hurtful. I mean, it took a toll. Like this year, my husband and I went through a lot in our personal life, with our marriage, everything, because as strong as you want to be, it's okay to say, holy crap, this affects me as a human. But man, the response I've been getting has been, the only way that I could describe it is like beautiful. It's been really wonderful. It really has been.
That's really so nice that you feel, kind of validated now.
Oh my God! Oh, come on! What
Come on.
How about that? Tastes good, baby doll.
That's up, Jen. You guys are supposed to be friends.
You're
That's
so
up.
I see your true colors. I just outed you. Just go. You're so dirty.
Your husband, Nate, gets like husband of the year, by the way. He is, me and Lauren always say, like, we just love him. He has your back.
Yeah.
There are some husbands on the show that notoriously do not speak up for their wives. And your husband, like when that went down with Jen, the way he just immediately was like, that's up. Like he was like,
No, he didn't say that. That's not Nate.
Nate said something like,
you're not nice.
Yeah.
You're not being a good friend. And all of my girlfriends are like, that is so Nate. Nate will never disrespect, but he lives it. He knows what I went through during that period where I'm like, Nate, she hates me. I don't know what I did.
yeah.
And he was right there. And Nate's always right there. He never gets involved, but he'll stand in the corner and make sure I get eye contact with him. And he'll be like, so I could see him.
Do you see a path forward with Jen?
No. There's no.
What about Teresa? Where's that?
You know what? I haven't been able to really talk to her. I don't know. Things went down after that happened. The next day, after everything happened, the next day it was not how you doing. It was, I feel bad for Jen. And that's where I was kind of like,
I'm fine. I'm sorry that happened at my house. I feel really bad. I think initially I was definitely in shock.
it's really sad now that you think about it. I was probably a better friend to them than they are to each other. And they ruined that. I would have been there. Like I did right by them. And they destroyed that.
The way that Teresa is standing by that she did not see what happened, despite her being right there. She was standing right next to you guys.
Well, to her defense, everybody in production said she didn't see it either. They watched that footage a lot, and she happened to turn her head. A lot of people had no idea what was happening. I didn't even know. If you look at the footage after that happened, I'm like,
what just happened?
You know, because it was happened so fast.
It's kind of like a blackout moment, but the cameras got it. And we all really saw that Jen unfortunately pushed you first. And it was
Right. Oh,
shitty.
I did not forget it. I remembered everything.
Mm.
It's so bizarre, right? You go through altercations in your life and you never think you could watch it back on a camera. Or if you do, it's like a blurry camera at a bar
Yeah.
or something. But to see it and to be validated.
Because do
Good.
you look back and do you have any regrets with what happened? Like on your side of things?
So here's the beauty of what I bring to the show. It's very reality. It is not staged. I think everything you see is based on like in the moment. Like my face tells everything because my brain is trying to catch up to what's happening, and it's like, what? Who? Like what? And I only regret letting someone that evil get to me because I should have in that moment said, okay, you're a loser. But I just couldn't, man. And that's nothing. Wait till you guys see the finale. It gets even dirtier and more evil than what she said to me.
It was really weird because it's kind of, I get what happened. Like, I get it. I understand. Like, you were calling her to give her information, not to talk her out of doing anything, just as a friend, letting her know, by the way, this is the situation. And I'm interpreting it as that she really like twisted it like you were trying to screw your hairdresser.
What you don't know is I had a closer relationship with Jen than Jen did with Teresa. Like I would talk on the phone with Jen all the time. We were close. She would come over to my house. We would go away with the kids.
Really?
Yes. And it was a very different conversation. When you're on the phone, when I'm on the phone with Jen, I can have somewhat of a conversation. They both are yentas and they talk a lot. But with Teresa, it's more of like, I just have to sit and listen to her for an hour. She doesn't give a shit about what I say. With Jen, I gave her more of a friendship than I know Teresa ever has. So for her to say things like, I'm just getting to know you, or it's so
weird.
So what do you make of their friendship? Do you think it's a real friendship?
No, listen, I take friendships very lightly. And I'm glad I went in being friends with them first and now getting to know the other girls. Because if it was the other way around, I don't think they would have given me the time of day. I mean, they didn't give me the time of day and I was a great friend to them. So imagine the other way around.
Right.
And to Rachel, right? No, every time I would be with Jen or Teresa, and it wasn't so much Teresa. Teresa could give a shit. She's just doing her thing. But Jen, cameras out, filming everything. Instagram picture of this or that. Jackie did that too on the other side. But it was always a moment. It was like, yo, can I just come over and like bring antipasto in my sweatpants and just bullshit, And it was never that. It was always a moment.
Right.
Oh, it was. I'm glad I'm out of that one. I'll put it that way.
I've actually prayed to God that he has mercy on her family when he puts down her karma. I prayed on
Danielle,
that.
she didn't sleep with your husband. I mean,
She shoved me aggressively.
she tells a very different story than that as well.
We did see Jen Fessler kind of come to Jen's defense.
Do you know what? Fessler to me,
You're like, whatever.
What am I going to do? I tried with that one. She has not liked me since I got full time and she didn't. I'm convinced she just didn't like me from then on. I've always tried to be kind to her, nice to her. I mean, you watch some scenes and her and Jackie are like, she did what? It's like, shut up, man. Like, you don't even know the story. And now I hope she's sitting back in that house of hers going, damn, I picked the wrong side here. I messed up because I know what her and Jackie's life is like being friends with them. I know, and I don't feel bad, but it's just, and she came in very hot. She came to my bougie kids party, fully defending Jen, fully defending Jen. They cut so much out of that, and I was proud of myself because I was very reserved when talking to the girls. Because this was 1 week. This was the first time the cameras went back up after this happened.
Yeah. When you look back at last night's episode, what do you make of the conversation of Jen telling Teresa and Fessler what happened? Like, did you think it was odd that neither one of them said, well, you did push her first?
No, I think Teresa probably had, I think at that moment, she didn't know what to do because now her little posse is gone. Now
Right.
it's just her and Jen. How does she navigate me and her? Jen Fessler, I say, blows whatever way the wind blows. If she was in a group with me and the other girls, she'd be like, screw Jen Aiden. So you can't take anything she says seriously. So that conversation was exactly how I thought it was going to play out.
There's a lot of talk about a cast shakeup next season for plenty of reasons. But for you, do you think because of what went down between you and Jen Aiden that she shouldn't come back next season?
I could care less, to be honest with you. I could care less. If she comes back, she makes my job super easy because, I mean, but I don't care either way. I don't care either way. I'm all about like just put the camera up, film my life.
Right.
And I think that's the difference. I'm over here doing my thing, living my life,
Yeah.
dropping my kids off at camp. I don't plan or mastermind to come into this season with anything.
Yeah.
And I've said this to production many times. I'm like, I'm a terrible housewife. This would make me a horrible housewife. I could care less about like to try and come and kill these people. Just put the camera up and film my life and film my friendships, which by the way, I'm so enjoying Rachel. Our kids love each other.
Good.
You know, so to that point, whatever they want to do, let them do. But I think, in all honesty, she's brought so many bad things to this show. It's very hard to go in a work environment with somebody who you can't fight with evil. You can't fight with evil because you're not fighting with someone that's talking about something that's actually happened in your life. They're making up things to try to destroy you.
Mm.
You know, I didn't sign up for the show to have my life destroyed or my
Right.
kid's future destroyed or my beautiful family life destroyed. I
Right.
didn't sign up for that.
Well, so what is the future of this show? Because there's no reunion, which everyone was really shocked about. Who do you see? Do you see this cast actually coming back, this exact cast? Who would not come back?
No, I don't. I don't think the whole cast will come back only because, like I said, it didn't just go on like other things have happened where it's past the point of no return and it goes beyond the Melissa and Teresa thing. Honestly, they did it for so many years. They could go back up and do it again, but other things have happened where it's like, wow, you know, like you wouldn't want to go work with Lauren knowing she was trying to do certain things. You're like, whoa, I just want to do a podcast, man. Like,
Yeah.
what's happening here? Because at the end of the day, we work together. This is a working environment. So we all have to kind of all be on the same page, you know. Doesn't mean we're not gonna come at each other, but let's
Right.
not try to kill, you know?
Right. Because they're also too, at the reunion, you usually get resolution and then you start a whole new season where it
Yeah.
just seems like it's the point where that's not even going to happen. So why have a reunion?
Yeah. Listen, I think they made the right call. I think they made the right call. The reunion would have been a screaming match of what's going on today and really not on what happened while we were filming. Don't forget that was a long time ago. A lot
Right.
of stuff has happened.
It's almost a year.
Right.
Really.
I do think the fans are going to love what they did decide to do instead.
Okay.
I really do. And I happen to love it a lot better too. So I
Okay.
think they will be happy. I also think they're gonna love the finale. Not for nothing. You're gonna love it.
I know you
So-
said in the beginning of the interview that it was like, just wait until the finale. So is it really that good, Danielle?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she says.
Yeah. And I'm more nervous to watch that than anything I've seen this year. I go through like a full emotional range of like it's put it this way. I left. I went to my best friend's house and collapsed on her floor, and I didn't talk to my husband and tell him what happened for like 3 days because I just couldn't get the words out to him. You'll see why. You'll see why.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow.
That was tough. That's why I say if you think what she did with a hairdresser was bad, wait till you hear the things she says.
Oh
And I
God.
hope they play it because it really shows what kind of person she is.
Wow.
Going back to how you just want to have this real, authentic presence about you, which you do, especially this season. And I mean, I can't believe this is only your second season.
I know.
Crazy.
You,
But
you know how many more Botox syringes I gotta get from being stressed out doing this for only 3 years. It's really 3 years for me from filming. It's crazy.
It's crazy. But you have been so open also about your family dynamic.
Mhm.
And this season, we found out that you're no longer talking with your dad. Are you still on the outs with him? Do you have an update you care to share?
So we are working actually in a positive direction. We are responding more via text message. I am trying, and
Good.
you know, I get the fans are like, oh, it must be her, you know, because how it's very hard to describe it. And when we would do confessionals, the producers would always say, they're not going to understand. They're not going to understand because of how I described it. But it's really just about protecting my peace and my heart because I am so hurt by my family dynamic, losing that. I come from a very big Italian family, Sunday dinners, holidays, and I lost that. And I'm heartbroken over it. And I live with it every day of my life. And it would affect my life. It would affect the way that I mother my children, my husband. So I just do it at my own pace. You know, I love my father. My father texts me all the time. My brother, that's the biggest heartbreak of my life, So I get it's hard. It's hard. It's very hard.
This is like out of left field, but I've thought about it only because Jersey is all about family. Would your brother ever come on the show?
If our family was intact, my brother would be a breakout star. My father would be a breakout star. They were always involved in every production, like little video I would do. They are so funny and comical, and that's a big loss for me too, because you know, when I film things, my family is my mom and my best friends, and I lost a big part of who I am. So it's really hard to put that out there.
Yeah.
You have so much going on with Bougie Kids, we know. But we know you worked with Kids Bop as well. We've had them on the show and they're so cute. I love Kids Bop. So tell us about that.
They're the best. We've been working with them for a little over 2 years actually, and they asked the kids to star in a music video. Dominic and Valentina crushed it. They're going on tour this year. We're going to see them in August. Hopefully my kids get to like go on stage with them. That'd be cool. But they're the best. They're such a, you know, that's fun, man. Come on.
That's
we
fun.
like that, right? We like that. So all good things.
We love fun moments in Jersey because, yeah, it has been very dark. So then the fun moments with the kids, it's so cute to
Your
see. And your
family
kids
is
are
so beautiful.
freaking cute.
They're
They're
so cute. The way your little one, Dominic, he's just like a doll, and they're just like adorable children.
Thank
It's
you.
clear that you guys are wonderful parents.
Yeah.
We can see that on the show.
That's why when this all goes down, I shut it off. And life is good, guys. When life is beautiful, you don't want to come and hurt anybody. You just want to show up, have fun, and you know, that's the difference between a lot of us. It's not that, you know, beautiful in some people's homes.